Yes guys, it's a good day. The sun's shining, I've got car related things to be getting on with, so I'm happy. I've also got some wheels to swap over on the Brasilia. I've sold the old ones to Billy, who used to own the car. Got some new ones to chuck on there now for the time being. I have also got to go and get a haircut in between filming these videos, so if you think, all of a sudden, next scene's cut to Olly with a fresh fade, then you know why. Also, I need to show you what's going on with the Brasilia. Since my last video, I haven't actually tackled anything on the airlift on this car yet. I had the air tank painted, and the fuel tank is currently at the fabricators, having the modifications carried out to that since the last video I filmed, which I'll put up on the top of the screen. It was at this point I knew I had that dreaded car guy problem. A 5-minute job turned into an hour-long escapade, nothing going to plan. The airlift had leaked, the car was lower than your nan's nipples, and I couldn't get a jack underneath it, so I couldn't get the wheels off. After a lot of head scratching and messing around with batteries, I finally got in a position to do it. Got the wheel on and it does fit, however the bottom of the ball joint was catching on it. I put a spacer on, a really minimal spacer, because the old wheels had spacers on them, and that does just clear it. However, for it to be perfect, I can't have any weight on that inside edge, so when it goes to have the tyres put on, when they balance them, if they put weights on that inside edge, they're going to have to come off. But obviously, apart from the noise of the rusty brake disc, the new wheels are on. Now this whole thing hasn't been plain sailing, so I've got one wheel on. As you can see, that is obviously slanted over at the minute. It is slightly jacked up on one slide, but because I've been fettling with the air system isn't 100% air leak free, because I've been fettling with it, so I'm not worried about making sure that it's leak free, which means the suspension has dropped, making it harder for me to get the jack underneath and get it up. The battery's dead as always, so I've got the battery charger on, waiting for the battery charger to charge so I can get some air in the tank to lift it up and change the rest of the wheels. But whilst that's doing that, I'm gonna start unpacking the wheels that came for this. So you've already seen it, it's the cookie cutters. Going to start unpacking the wheels and then get them ready to go on the car when the time comes. I may have just realised that the wheels we have got are staggered. However, I have put the right one on the front. By luck, by nothing else, but by luck only, I've got the right one on the front. Now, hopefully the back will be fine and fit. Now I'm going to try and jack the rest of the car up. The air tanks haven't actually filled up yet, but I'm impatient. Want to get the wheels on, see what they look like, and most importantly, get the other ones off for Billy to come pick up. At this point, I'd clearly upset someone. The tyres were flat, the engine was misfiring, and I couldn't drive it over the 10-tonne of gravel I just put down. But eventually I managed to have some success. Whilst misfiring, revving the hell out of the engine, I managed to creep it forward enough. Eventually I did make my way round the driveway and then ended up inside the garage. Oh my god, what an absolute stress that was. To get that thing sitting there looking like that. Obviously the tyres aren't the tyres that are going to stay on there. They do look a little bit silly when the car is up in the air, but I think it looks absolutely incredible aired out on the floor like that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments and how you think we should have them refurbished. But for now, I think it's time for a little cinematic video around this thing so you guys can really appreciate the fitment on this and how it's sitting. I know this video has been completely mishmash and it hasn't been to any sort of structure that I had planned to film. However, that is just how it goes. Being a YouTuber and trying to work on cars, you've got to try and find the balance between the two. But if it wasn't for you guys, I would have probably chucked my tools out of the toolbox, walked away and completely just said sod it. And because of you guys watching me, knowing that you guys are enjoying the content, I've carried on to pick up the camera and film what I've been trying to film. But like always guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share the video with your friends, and most importantly, stay fresh, stay finessed.